Her smile was wide, too wide for the moment she'd chosen to deliver the blow. My retirement party. A room full of colleagues, friends, and people who thought they knew me. "Let's make this night memorable," she announced, holding up divorce papers like a trophy. Her kids cheered. Mine lowered their eyes. I didn't flinch. I just took the pen, signed, and whispered in her ear, "You have no idea what you just did." She smirked. She thought she won. She had no idea she had just freed me. I married Claire at 58, older, wiser, supposedly less gullible, or so I believed. She arrived in my life like warm sunlight after a cold stretch. Soft voice, gentle hands. She laughed at my jokes, even the old ones I'd told too many times. Her kids were polite in the beginning, suspicious, but polite. I fed them, clothed them, paid for their schools, their hobbies, their whims. They called me uncle for the first year, dad by the second. For a while, I felt like I had rebuilt a family. Maybe that's why the betrayal cut so deep. Not because of the marriage, but because I let myself believe I belonged. It began with a whisper of something off. Her late nights, her sudden interest in fitness, her phone always face down. But the moment everything broke was stupidly simple. She came home wearing a watch she told me she couldn't afford. A week later, I saw the same watch, same scratch on the rim, in a photo on her son's Instagram. Except the picture was taken in a hotel room, a room I had paid for through a company discount she didn't know I could track. The caption read, "Family vacation, Mom and Uncle Darren treating us right." Uncle Darren? The family friend? Her ex-boyfriend. I didn't cry, didn't shout, didn't confront. My heart froze. My mind sharpened. Pain became planning. First step, silence. People underestimate silence. They think silence means defeat, but silence is just preparation. I copied every financial document she left lying around. I tracked every transaction she made from our joint accounts. I took photos, screenshots, timestamps. I met with my lawyer, quietly, politely, efficiently. And while she worked late, I worked smarter. I moved my assets, legally, into a trust she had no access to. I removed her from the estate plan. I froze her ability to use my retirement funds once the divorce would be finalized. All in complete compliance with the prenuptial agreement she had once dismissed with a laugh. She forgot I'd built a career on identifying patterns, detecting anomalies, and preparing contingency plans. She married a man who had spent 30 years outsmarting corporate thieves, and she decided to steal. I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. So when she stood at my retirement party, my moment, and threw her betrayal at me like confetti, I played my part. I acted blindsided, broken, humiliated. People felt sorry for her, felt sorry for me. They whispered about how cruel it was that a man was left at 61. What no one knew was that my lawyer had filed my divorce petition an hour before the party. What no one knew was that the prenup she ignored protected everything I owned. Everything except the house her kids loved so much. What no one knew was that she had violated the infidelity clause, documented, time-stamped, undeniable, which meant she was entitled to nothing, not even alimony. 3 months later, the court agreed. Watching her face when the judge said, "Mrs. Daniels, you will receive none of the marital assets," was a cinematic masterpiece. Her kids looked at me like I'd stabbed them. But I had fed them, funded them, sheltered them, and they still cheered on her betrayal. They were never mine to lose. She cornered me outside the courthouse, mascara streaking, voice trembling. "You ruined me," she said. "No," I replied calmly, "you ruined yourself. I just stopped paying for it." Her son tried stepping toward me, angry, puffed up, But when security shifted their stance, he backed off. Claire's hands shook as she pleaded, "Please, we can fix this." I stepped closer, just enough for her to hear me, but far enough for her kids to watch. "Remember the night you served me those divorce papers at my party?" She swallowed. "Yes." "You thought you were ending my life." I smiled, a small, cold smile. "But all you did was release me from yours." I walked away. No looking back, no guilt, no hesitation. That night I sat in my quiet house, my house, and felt something I hadn't felt in years. Peace. Not because I won, but because I survived with my dignity intact. And as I poured myself a drink, I whispered the same words again, this time to no one. "You had no idea what you just did." And finally, neither did I.